the ones with my man Cam to see where he really at. You know what I mean? Beyond football. So I'm glad I got the opportunity. You know what I mean? With WUFO to keep this thing legendary and bringing nothing but the live latest and greatest and exclusive. You know what I mean? Sound bites you can get. You know what I mean? Around the league. So we got that from Cam. We're going to be talking with the coaches as well. We got Coach McDermott, Coach Dable, Coach Frazier, Coach's Corner, preparing for New England. You know what I mean? What's it like now that, here it is, you get a chance to, wipe that bitter taste out of your mouth, if you will. I know all of us, we've been in that situation where we know we play a team twice and then, they give it to us a little bit, in the first time, but we know we're going to be more than ready the next time around, you know what I mean? So
get back.
Yeah, got to start 69, holler back at the New England Patriots, and a lot of implications today, guys. So, we got ourselves a great show. Once again, I got the trifecta in the building, so, we're going to just top it off with that. So let's hear it. I mean, Jamal, I'm quite sure you watched the game yesterday. What was, how we say good, bad, and ugly, in reference to Bill's victory yesterday?
Bill's victory. I'm just happy we got out of it alive, actually. I mean, we struggled a little bit, but we got over it. We had to battle. It's been a little bit slow.
Man, that was the good part. That's the good part.
A little slow, man.
That's the good part.
Went over a tough Carolina team. That's always good. We got out of there alive, and we get the fight on.
Right. They definitely get the fight on. You know what I mean? So, okay, Trey, what you got? He got the good. What's the bad?
First and foremost, before we get into bad, I want to just shout out the fact that Mookie Hawkins just tried to give you a Lakers term talking about triangle offense and trifectas in here. The triangle offense is real in here today. You talking about the Lakers on the low. I see you, man. You know Mookie Hawkins, man. Like, I know him. That you got to catch that one. So, first and foremost, the bad part about this game is, first and foremost, the targets. Stephon Diggs got 7 targets, the same targets that Gabe Davis got in this game. You spoke on it earlier in the week that he needs at least 9 to 12 targets a game, man. Being the star wide receiver, you should be getting those targets for one. Number two, secondly, we also need to talk about, being consistent, the play calling being consistent. All right. On offense, Brian Dable and I'm not gonna just blame Brian Dable anymore. I'm gonna blame Brian Dable, Sean McDermott, and upper management for some of the things that have been going on. I mean, you could talk about how their offense stalls out at times, not using the personnel correctly. Personnel also comes with drafting properly. You know what's funny? I meant to mention this, and I gotta mention this right now. Moogie, do you know that the Buffalo Bills passed on Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
As we talked about run game, we've been talking about that for like 15 weeks, right? Run game. Interesting enough, they did get a little run game in this one. Okay, Devin Singletary almost had 100 yards. We did get a touchdown from our running back since week 10 for the first time since week 10. But you missed Jonathan Taylor.
A lot of things we missed on. I mean,
whoa.
There's a lot of things we missed on. And since you mentioned the bad part about it, I can give you a little bit of ugly part about, when it comes to missing out on draft picks. Do you know that, the Bills missed on DK Metcalf?
Yes.
And Cody Ford.
Yep. Terrible.
Same draft. We could have had Ed Oliver and DK Metcalf. Now, I had those two on my mock board. Those were the two. Like, man, imagine that we can get Ed Oliver and DK Metcalf in the same draft. And lo and behold, I kind of think still to this day that freakish of an ability at that size and speed, and a receiver is what the Bills is missing right now. You pair that guy with the freakish abilities he has at that size, and you put that with a Gabriel Davis, a Stephon Diggs, a Dawson Knox. It don't even matter who's the running back. You know what I mean? We don't even care if we really run the ball at that point. But
we got to understand, though, that the Buffalo Bills offense is Josh Allen centric. It's gonna go through him. Everything is gonna go through him, and this is the new age of operation when it comes to sports. These owners sometimes they're delegating with their stars to see what's to come next.
Can I ask him? I gotta ask you a question. You talked about the quarterback it being Josh Allen-esque. Well, this question is for those who love that type of game. How long do you want your quarterback to last? Because I believe in a parallel universe. And the parallel universe last week told me Lamar and Josh both got injured the same week. Doing the same thing. Throwing and running. Running maybe a little bit too much. Anything you want to add on the fact that quarterbacks run too much?
Well, I think it's just more or less Dable probably got a love thing for Josh, and right now he's our featured runner as well as the quarterback. And I don't know if that's because I don't care what nobody says. Let's be honest, we're talking football, right? We're talking football. So if you're not, at some point, basically having some notion of a run game. Now, it was a memory just popped up on my Facebook when me and Coach McDermott. I guess last year around this time, they clinched the division.
Right.
So it's deja vu time, and it was the one not done campaign. All right. One not done. Remember that,
yes.
Right? So that's something I'm gonna have to reiterate to Coach. Next time I see him, probably either Wednesday or Friday for sure. But it boils down to they have to do their job. And on the offensive side, you have to invest in the run game. Coach was talking about how they had balance and it was key to the run game. I guess that game they ran over 180 something yards that game. So that was a big point about it. And Coach was like, yeah, you got to have that balance, X, Y, and Z in the run game, especially late in December. Boom, boom, boom. Here it is. Late in December, the Bills don't have a rushing attack that a team respect.
The thing is, though, answer the question directly of are the quarterbacks running too much? I would say not necessarily too much. I would agree that is a part of their job and that is a facet of the game. But I don't think I want my QB 6'5" that I'm paying what is it? $258 to be broken up early.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, we need him.
The answer I was looking for right there. I got it. Right. There it is.
And rightfully so. So I think the Bills are, they're understanding that. You got to take blame for some of the things that you do in reference to what you bring in, what you have an ideal for, as far as what your scheme is going to be and the type of players that you think that's going to make this thing work. You have to reevaluate that. And I'm quite sure, it's a lot of things that they reevaluate and so even though the Bills are in a great position that they haven't been in a while, the team was just even surprised to go through back-to-back losses. I can't even recall when the last time the Bills had back-to-back losses. So, we're talking about the Buffalo Bills, right? We're talking about the Buffalo Bills. So, that was a feat in itself, even taking it there, more or less. But, at the end of the day, there's still room for improvement and still ways to make this roster better. And it's not just like the Bills are going through issues. Every team in the league is going through issues. Yeah. It's 28 teams right now that's still in playoff contention, week 15 now. Now, nobody has not clinched a playoff spot. It's week 15. Okay? That's never happened.
We got a bunch of teams out there that's 7-6.
Right.
Everybody's on the cusp, but
it's never happened. So it's getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Right. Basically.
You know what I mean? It's getting down to the nitty-gritty. And, my guy Mike Carolina, he hit it right on with Coach. Man, don't it's games like this, you live for games like this. You know what I'm saying? This is the game that gets you win. You know what I mean? Winning you in. It ain't nothing like that week. The preparation, just the mental prep. You know what I mean? As a coach, what I got to do to get inside my guy's mind to just go off this way. This is it.
This one we need.
Right. This is it right here.
We needed a few other ones, but this one we need.
You know what? Right now, whatever the Bills gone through these first, 14 weeks. It don't
14
matter.
weeks.
It don't matter right now because at the end of the day, this is the game. This is the game. A victory Sunday would take care of the loss in Jacksonville and everything else.
Yeah, agreed.
Everything else.
For sure.
Agreed.
You lock up the division. You do what you're supposed to do.
But y'all gotta win. I don't care how nasty it gets.
Yeah, they gotta win.
It don't matter what happened. Just we gotta come and actually scheme for once. Like I want the coaches to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just been a reoccurring theme that you got guys all in Josh Allen's face every week. Y'all want to run QB sweep. Like, man.
And this all goes back to the organizational moves. If you want to get to the nitty gritty of something, go back to the organizational moves and what they've done. Coach, you spoke on it. This is a dome team. Dome team.
I mean, the dome don't really necessarily have anything to do with it because they play in domes. They play outside. You know what I mean? It's just what's the identity of this team on the field, no matter what field you play on. We don't have an identity. We have standout players.
I feel like we began the season, with a little bit of identity. It was everybody's perception of the Buffalo Bills that they are not only a playoff contender but championship contender, but that Josh Allen is going to go out and throw for 300 a game every game.
But listen, Josh numbers is just about the same as last year. Even Stephon Diggs numbers is just about the same as last year. But something is off. You know what I mean? It's I guess it's not the in the fashion that they're doing it. You know what I mean? There's some struggles every week. There's some struggles within the offense. It's nothing has been consistent. Nothing has been fluent. You know what I mean? So, but you know, and that's the difference between last year's team and this year's team. In my eyes, it's like, okay, everybody's back. Everybody's opted back in. You know, teams been studying your offense all year long. If you're not changing it, you're not getting better in areas, then, you know, you make yourself one-dimensional. And that's what's going on. The run game is depleted. They're forced to, you know, do whatever they need to do to salvage it at this point because you got to have some sort of run game. You know, I mean, that showed in the Tampa Bay game. It carried over this week, and hey, he got 22 carries for 86 yards. That's what we're looking for. You know, you might not get the 100 yards. You know, at least, right. You know, but give him more touches. He should not be getting 4 touches. He should not be getting 11 touches. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get the run game going on.
Mookie, right. The Bills did show identity. 2019 identity in the beginning of the year. Did you not see them lose to the Steelers week 1?
Week 1. I was there too.
Right. I mean, that they showed an identity, all right. They showed the identity crisis in week 1. Can't run the ball, just like 2019. Played down to the competition, 2019. Didn't execute. Didn't lock up games, couldn't run the game, couldn't run the ball to close out games.
Lost a close game.
Right. 2019. You're right. Absolutely right. And it all goes back to, again, organizational moves like we talked about. This team needs a bruising running back. Why are we getting go ahead.
Scheme is changed, and they just don't have the players for the scheme.
I actually recently saw a compilation video of the Buffalo Bills running back just blatantly missing the hole.
Right.
Just blatantly missing the hole.
Yeah, it's some misreads. It's some misreads out there.
Some misfires?
It's a misfires on run and pass. And
I thought that was only Trent Richardson.
Nah. The speed of the game is different than it is in college. No.
I'm talking about Cleveland Browns.
But it looks bad because you know why? The trust ain't there. Right. And if the trust is to see, you got to understand how zone run. The Bills try to run a zone run scheme, outside zone run scheme. First of all, if we're running outside, you got to have a speed guy to do it. Preferably a big speed guy that can do that. You know what I mean? Because he's going to have to, you know, basically at some point next level, he's one-on-one with a guy. He's going to have to make that guy miss, you know what I mean, run him over or do whatever. You know, you got to do your part in the zone run scheme. First of all, your line has to be athletic enough to run it.
Right.
All right. So that's where the Bills
sealing off the outside, right?
The guys are not athletic enough to do it. All right. They're not. That's why you saw Quentin Spain leave, because they wanted him to lose weight so he could be a little bit more quicker laterally.
We need some nice pulling guards.
That should be blocking down, kicking out, run more, a little smash mouth downhill guy. Like you got Zach Moss, he's a big guy. You know what I mean? Give him opportunity to get his shoulder squirrel, get downhill, all that, making him make a decision and all that. He don't have enough leverage at the point of attack when it comes to that, and that leads to you misreads on a hole, and basically you're running with your head down. You know what I mean? You're not running with your eyes. So you have to do that running zone scheme, and they just right now I think the speed is a little bit much for him, and he's not patient enough to pre-snap the reads to easier make the cuts. You know what I mean? It goes a lot. It's a lot that goes in.
There go the fundamentals. The coach giving you the fundamental talk.
Right here.
Right.
I got my running back right here.
Oh,
so he knows all.
The phenomenal one. The one running for 300, 400 yards a game.
Not that guy.
That's
decent.
Good enough. You got a 99 yarder.
I had a 99.
You got a 99 yarder.
Okay. See,
a couple years ago, not the recent one.
Look at him.
What did you coach this year? You coach with health science?
I coach with health sciences.
So you talking about Damien?
Oh, my man. Yeah, DJ. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out to health science, by the way. Shout out to Bennett. You know what I mean? Coach McDuffie, coach of the year. You know what I mean? Shout out to health science, number one small school polls, Buffalo News. Shout out to, all you first teamers, second teamers, third teamers, even though all Western New York honorable mention. You know what I mean? I think we should do like an all-star game, man, for, all our Buffalo public school guys. We need to do some of that.
We're going to as a platform to be able to tell their truth, tell their story, and get that out there, because they're not only athletes, but they can potentially be figures in our communities. They need a voice. They need to a light shined on them. And it's funny that you said that, because I brought a few notes about a couple of the guys from the team that you're talking about. Jaden Lewis up at Bennett, his junior year was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
What he was he's second in the nation in interceptions, 12 interceptions, 8 returned to the crib.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, UB, yeah, what y'all waiting on? I don't know what you're waiting on. You know what I mean?
Wait for what?
Well, we waiting on.
Right. And you got Dom Allen in the backfield for those guys at Bennett.
Yeah, 2,300 yards, man.
Yards and over 23
touchdowns. Right. So, it's definitely some talent, and then not to mention, Addison Copeland and Jimmy Scott and Nick McMillan. You know what I mean? Shout out to all those guys, man, keeping Buffalo on the map, man, and, keep the torch passing on to the next group of guys. But nevertheless, you are tuned into, late night sports. Coming up, we still got to talk about Cam a little bit, and, we got the coaches on deck. So make sure you keep it locked and legendary. You're listening to the WUFO 1080 AM on Power 96.5.
All right. Congratulations on everything you're doing, too. Congratulations. Mook, man. Mook, I had an epiphany. Yes, I did. I had an epiphany.
Anybody rolling like this? Oh, my God. I ain't know. Watch the clarity. Put it back there. And it don't freeze. Stop. Look, that's the live. Watch what you're about to see. Look at the clarity. I just watched Chubb break it down the sideline for the touchdown. Keep your eyes on the screen.
No doubt. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in too. Josh, Win-Win, what's going on? Dennis, Timothy. Yo, Timothy, that is a great comment, by the way. That's a great comment. He said Doug Whaley would have got Jonathan Taylor.
Doug Whaley definitely would have got Jonathan.
He'd have got him. He said he would have got him, and he would have got Mahomes.
Nah, he traded.
Yeah, that's right. They traded. See, Tim. See. Right. That was the friendly pick. The number 10 pick. Yeah, the friendly pick to Kansas City. Sure was. But they would have got Taylor for sure. For sure. Jesus. That guy should be MVP. I just broke that down on the last show.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Pro Bowl. We're gonna talk about Pro Bowl towards the end. What Bills you think should make the Pro Bowl?
Oh, what Bills should?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, crystal clear. So it's McDermott, Cam. Those the first two.
Cam, we're gonna do Cam first. Get Cam out of the way. No, was it McDermott? Yeah, it was McDermott, right?
Cam.
McDermott, Cam, Frazier, Dable.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, we're gonna get those out of the way. Talk about Cam a little bit. If we could talk about what Sheena said about, they recanted the coaches are there talking. Oh yeah, Cam, you should call him. I'm sure to find that clip, but we'll probably talk a little bit more about it on Wednesday. But if y'all know, that state property, man, 215, Shady McCoy and all of that. You know what I mean? Welcome back to Late Night Sports. I'm your host, Mookie Hawkins. On the ones and twos, you already know it's DJ Ready Rob. I got the torch in the building, and we got my guy Jamal back from college. You know what I mean? The kid.
For sure.
You know what I mean? He's back.
I'm trying to get up out of there, honestly. 3 semesters left, graduate. This little degree, this big degree.
Yeah,
do my thing.
Little degrees.
Right.
So what's next, man? When you get the degree, then what's next then?
I'd like to be an international journalist of some sort. Travel the world, writing stories about whatever. I want to get into a little bit of illustration. I like to write books, write movies. I just like to write. So we'll see what's to come.
Next chapter. Okay, next
Sounds
chapter.
like we know what his degree is in.
We know we know. That's why he's sitting down right now. You know what I mean? Trying to get this communication thing going on.
That's right.
But that's what he did. No time off. So when he gets back, he get back in the sauce. You know what I mean? Fresh off the E-way. That's what my guys do. Hard party. You know what I mean? That's what we doing around here. You know what I mean?
For sure.
That's what they do. You know what I mean? Hard price. Shout out to all my here, alumni and all of that. You know what I mean? Building those chips. Jamal was the one that, was the last one. They put the program back to where it was. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? They put the program, to what it was. It's how you supposed to leave out. You know what I mean?
Back to where
program
it was.
Back where it was. Yeah, man. I'm trying to tell you when Coach Shaq and was there. I know it seems old and it seems super old. But they ain't lose. Like, they went on from a freshman to a senior. They never lost. You know what I mean? And the streak carried on a few more years after that. You know what I mean? Nobody's talking about that. But let Canisius and St. Francis do all of that. Oh, my God. That's the wonderful. Yeah, they're going to Alabama. You know what I mean? Yeah, I said it.
Should be said.
Yeah, I said it.
Definitely should be said.
Yeah, I said it. They didn't want no smoke, though. So if you want to call, hit me up, 716-837-1112. You might get a Rachel's card if you're good enough. If we could debate me about it, I need somebody for say bad. They didn't want to play. St. Joe's jumped out their tree and did it was 40 zip at halftime. Canisius knew they got too much to lose to a small school at that point.
Yeah, ain't want no smoke.
They picked their battles. They the best around here, but they picked their battles. And guess what? I said it. That's right. I said it. All right, now moving on. All right, listen up. Cam Newton, man. You know what I mean? Everything going on with Cam. At one point in time, my man Cam was the best quarterback around here. You know what I mean? The Bills almost took him in 2011. All right, he almost ended up here. All right. And we already know what went on with Cam. You know what I mean? But me personally, I'm still a fan of Cam. I'm still admire the things that he was able to accomplish coming out of college and coming to the league. But he do have some issues just like everybody else in the human. All right. Facing the odds of adversity, I think this second time around, did Cam a little bit more justice. He know how to handle press conferences, I could tell you that much. I think what contribute to that is him having his own podcast and speaking free and, having a more open mind on views and stuff like that. Because now when you come back and you see him, handle the same type of questions that he's been getting, before, he's answering the questions and, he's smiling while doing it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, well, maybe, all that stuff, was just a good release for him. You know what I mean? Or sometimes the pressure gets too much to you and, you just get burnt out. You know what I mean? So it was good to see him, rejuvenated, got the passion, even though they lost 4 straight. So I know that got to weigh on your mind.
We got to talk about that. Let's play the clips.
Yeah, play the clips. See, my man on point right there. He already know what's going down. Little light.
think times like this, really find purpose in tapping back in with who you really are. And being a parent, I think that kind of braces you for the integrity that you're supposed to have right now. My children are old enough to know now, who daddy is and what daddy do. And I can't cower away from looking down the barrel and really analyzing myself first. So I keep my head up high.
It's the Bears. The Bears.
So then, no side stories. Really just get the job done.
You know what I mean? Ain't no sob stories. You know what I mean? Just go out there and get the job done. You know what I mean? Don't come to the presser sulking. And I can tell you, though, he was pissed off when he came in there. You know what I mean? It was pissed off, and I don't know what type of beef he got with Charlotte and media, but he came out mumbling like, "Oh, these immatures." Like, ooh, you know. So you look at the presser carefully. That's why I shot first, because it seemed like nobody wanted to shoot the opening questions, but you can see like he was trying to screw face me until he realized, oh, this guy's from Buffalo. I have my Buffalo mask on, so he was receptive to the question. I do appreciate that answer. You know what I mean? So. There you have it, man, a more humane side of Cam Newton and how he's going to apply to that going forward. Me personally, you know, the point of that question was more things change and more things stay the same. I mean, it's the second time back there. Nothing has changed to the pieces that's put around him. You know what I mean? I had to ask Coach Rule that, you know what I mean, before the Bills game. And, you know, I'm like, yeah, I mean, you got all these injuries. Is Robbie Anderson really the answer? He never really had a true wide receiver his whole career. Like, He had Steve Smith his rookie season. They traded him away, and bringing Calvin Benjamin. Then he turns into a tight end over a night the following season. But other than that,
Craig Austin.
It's a tight end. You know what I mean? He's never really had no true receiver. He never had a Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins. You know what I mean? He hasn't had that perennial piece. Now McCaffrey, he gets hurt a lot. You know what I mean? So it's like, do you got the necessary pieces around him? Put Cam, with our offense, in 2013. Give me the 2013 Cam with these weapons right here. I mean, we got Josh, but, hindsight, they haven't put the right pieces around him. Any quarterback, Sam Darnold, PJ Walker, so that goes with the territory. The quarterback can't do everything. All right, now I know Cam puts peg to Superman. He can't do everything. So,
I got a Buffalo question about Cam Newton for everybody in the sports world that's listening right now. You too, Jamal. I want to hear your answer to this.
He's a fire starter, so be careful.
Yep, fire starter moment. Ready? Random. Cam Newton amongst the great black quarterbacks. Where do you rank him?
That's a lot of black quarterbacks, man.
The greats, Mookie, not just the coach. The greats.
I say top 10. I don't say no top 5. You know what I mean? I ain't about to judge. I say top 10. He ain't top 5.
I'm young.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right.
I'm young.
Right. You go for it. Right. He young, man. Like, come on, man. Who's number 1 to you?
See, that's a really good question. And I'm going to be honest, my answer, if I say Doug Williams, people are like, what? What are you talking about, Doug Williams? I mean, he is a Super Bowl winner, right?
That's who you want to say.
Nah, man. My answer is the heir apparent, Steve McNair.
No. I get it, but no. Like,
so
I could go with the normal answer, but I just wanted to
go
go
with the normal answer.
So
like, why are we going to give a generic?
You feel like there's 10 black quarterbacks that are better than Cam Newton, resume-wise. You can agree with that.
I want to say he's in the top 10. He's not top 5.
No, he ain't top 5.
But
I'm not giving Cam top 5.
Are there 10 quarterbacks can he potentially slide out of your top 10 is what I'm asking you. Can he slide?
Potentially, yes.
Okay, so we got
probably not though.
I'm about to run down a few. Tell me is Cam
Hold on. Let me just say my 1.
Okay.
My 1 is, right off the rip is Warren Moon.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Warren Moon.
I know you don't know about Warren Moon.
Respect it.
But Warren Moon got to be number 1. You know what I mean?
Well, Steve McNair and Warren Moon played for the same franchise, right?
Right.
Pretty much.
Right. So how? Yeah.
Ooh,
Right.
see, that's no, I miss it, but I mean, okay.
Doug Williams, and then you
I like Warren Moon a lot.
Warren Moon, Mike Vick, we got Donovan McNabb, Steve McNair, Doug Williams, Dante Culpepper.
No, not better than Cam. No.
Okay.
First of all, Cam Newton ain't better than Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, I was waiting to hear
He's
that.
He's not better than Randall Cunningham. I'm not putting Cam over Randall Cunningham.
Nope.
I'm not doing.
Nope, you can't. You definitely
I'm not doing it. So
not.
Who is Marlon Briscoe?
Marlon Briscoe.
Oh my goodness, he going back.
Yeah,
that's far. That's too far.
You.
I'm about of age.
Historians. We need some historians.
From 80s to now. You know what I mean?
It's better than Deshaun Watson.
We don't know enough.
Deshaun Watson?
Yes.
Of course. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he be? He has an what?
Yeah, I'm taking Cam over Deshaun because he has years, he has experience over Deshaun. At some point, Deshaun will surpass Cam.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah, we doing the ranking of all time.
Right, all time.
All the time, Cam is over Deshaun.
I want to get this one little bar off. I feel like this will, in my lifetime at least, maybe within the last 10 years, this is a clear depiction through Cam's situation of that your demise will be televised. Like, bro.
Right.
We seen the ups of the ups with him going to Super Bowl, winning 15 straight or however, and doing some real great things. But when you're not it anymore, and or your organization isn't putting the pieces around you for you to be decent to great, like to live up to your potential, you screwed from the jump.
Oh, the demise was televised when he didn't go pick up the fumble in the Super Bowl. That was the start.
Something must have tell you that something was wrong with that shoulder back then. All right. So, with that being said,
good point.
We wish Cam nothing but the best. Hopefully he rises to the occasion. Hey, if Mr. Trubisky leave, we may have a spot for him. Since we take all the Carolina Panthers anyway. You know what I mean? It seemed like the Carolina boys showed up on our end too. You know what I mean? And we're gonna get to that. But we had to talk to Coach McDermott a little bit about this week's matchup and what's at stake and what has he learned about this team. In these past few weeks. Are we ready to shoot the clip? All right, we got Coach McDermott on talk about what needs to be done.
Coach, Mookie Hawkins, WUFO Sports today. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, Coach. The past couple of weeks, there's been some shuffling and just trying to, get things back to where they normally would be. But they've been answering the challenge, Coach. So just tell me, what have you learned about your team the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, I was impressed with the resiliency of the group yesterday, coaches included, with the late changes before the game in regards to the COVID situations that we had come up. So that'll be important for us as we continue to move forward. That it's a next man up approach for the players on the field, and that we continue to stay adaptable and we evolve as the situation calls for.
Absolutely, and I know on the defensive side, Coach, normally you guys rely on those 4-man pressures to get the job done. But as of late, you've been using 5 to 6-man pressures at times. So how pleased and confident have you been with those 5 to 6-man pressures at time?
Yeah, I thought it was a good blend overall yesterday, and I think the guys executed at a high level, which is what it really boils down to. Those 4, 5, 6. It's the execution that counts.
Absolutely. One more, Coach. Spencer Brown. Do we have to get Spencer Brown the Josh Allen playlist? Do we need to listen to a little bit of Sinatra or something like that before the game? I love the energy. But sometimes maybe you might need to listen to some music before the game.
Yeah, whatever playlist you come up with, I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Okay.
I got you, Coach. Have a good week.
All right, you too.
I had to ask him that. Like, I know he was probably driving the coach crazy yesterday by what he was doing. I mean, I love it. I love the player in him, but like I said, he got to get some Ritalin or something, man, or he need to listen to some Elvis. He need to listen to some Sinatra. You know, he got to listen to what Josh Allen listened to calm me down. Remember they were saying that what they call him, sugar high Josh or sugar rush Josh or whatever.
Sugar rush Josh.
Yeah, sugar rush Josh. I guess he gave Spencer Brown all his sugar because he was doing a little bit too much.
He's doing the most.
You know
5 penalties.
Yeah, you got 5 penalties. Now, if you're not getting those penalties,
He's doing the most and not enough at the same time.
right? Exactly.
You need to stop that.
You need to stop right now. You know what I mean?
That's not good.
Now, if you're doing that with no penalties free, okay, go ahead. All right, but you holding guys at crucial moments of the game. You getting taunting penalties. You're grabbing beers. You know. I don't know what you're doing with the beer, but it's a COVID year. Like, what are we doing right here? You know what I mean? I understand your intensity, your fire, and all of that, but yeah, you got to clean that up, rookie. All right, I love all that fire and energy, but you got to clean those penalties up. And you gotta be more inspired, especially playing on the left side. You know what I mean? I know it was tough for him to move from the right to the left. And Brian Burns definitely made him pay at times. You know what I mean? I say that head to head, Brian Burns definitely won that battle against 79. But the Bills were able to win some battles on their own, and that proved to be the deciding factor at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So. Getting the opportunity to talk with Coach and reference how, they are starting to blitz more now that Tre'Davious White isn't out there. And I think that it took them to play from behind in Tampa Bay to realize this is the new identity of this Bills team, a little bit more aggressive, more, in your face style of defense.
We talked about that, though.
Passive aggressive, yeah.
We talked about it.
You got to do that. So we need to do the meter now on the blitz percentages since week since New Orleans, since Tre'Davious got hurt. We need to see how much the Bills blitz percentages have gone up the past 3 weeks, because they have been very aggressive the last 6 quarters. Not 8, I'll say 6. They've been very aggressive.
With the offense out of rhythm like how they are, we're in a situation like the Dallas Cowboys where your defense essentially has to be your offense. At least set us up with good field. At least get some stops and score a touchdown every once in a while.
But that's what pressure does. You know what I mean? The Bills are slotted to be the they lead the league in missed tackles. And Leonard Fournette said it as best. He said it at best. The Bills didn't like the tackle. So that's like kind of challenging your manhood. You know what I mean? When it's like, they don't like to tackle. They don't tackle well. Like, so that's why we're just going to run right at these dudes. Like, this is the NFL. You know what I mean? I wish I would hear another coach from opposing team say that about my team. And they get back to me. Ooh, don't you know, boy, I'm going to have them, man. That's like you got to pour that extra hot sauce in that food right there, Reddy Rob. You got to pour that extra hot sauce in that food. You know what happened? You put that hot sauce in that food, they go nuts. You don't have to worry about it all game. They're going to make every tackle out there. You know what I mean? You let the dogs loose. So, with that being said, the Bills have definitely been letting the dogs loose the past 6 quarters.
Well,
and it showed.
Speaking of letting the dogs loose, I don't even know if people know this stat. Did you know that there was an article November 18th that came out about the Buffalo Bills defense being legendary? Do you know what their percentage of blitz packages or generating pressure was? They were number 1 in the league. You want to know what it was? It was 30.6% of snaps.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
It was blitzing?
Generating the most. No team is generating more pressure than the Buffalo Bills. This is 11-18. Said the Bills number one in hurries. 16% of drop.
In hurries, because that was the back end. That's the back end. You know what I mean? They're not getting sacks.
Right. Oh, no. We knew they wasn't getting sacks.
You're last in sacks, meaning you're not putting the quarterback on his back.
Yeah, I didn't even.
You're getting pressure. Ooh,
I didn't even think they was getting pressure like that. But wow.
Yeah, but that kind of sound counterproductive to me. So you telling me y'all back there? Y'all getting back there?
Yeah.
but you ain't sacking the quarterback.
It is counterproductive because they what are you doing back
What you
there?
number one for?
And hurry. They just made up. It's this analytical world now. So they break everything down to the T. Why you think teams always jump Josh Allen on RPOs? Because analytically, Josh Allen keeps the ball probably 85 to 90% of the time. So they trust those numbers, and they're all just running straight to Josh Allen. That's why in the Jacksonville game on 3rd and 2, they all ran to Josh Allen. Tennessee, on the goal line, they all sunk in on Josh Allen. You know what I mean? Analytically, that's what it tells you. You know what I mean? So I guess if you do your homework good enough at, the numbers don't lie, right?
Yeah, the Bills blitz 23.5% of the time.
23.5?
Yeah.
All right. Well, look for those numbers to increase as, especially against New England, because I don't think that, they should be praising New England or respecting New England, especially after what the Indianapolis Colts did to them.
I just don't want to see the Buffalo Bills go out there and get ran all over. I'm sick of seeing.
We got to look at it,
I
though.
don't want to see that.
It was no style of Tulele out there the first time. All right. So, that's a big difference. And then hopefully with the emergence of this new rotation of guys, that's going to be the key deal. What's going to be the rotation? Effie Abadi comes out here like a madman possessed and get you 2 back-to-back sacks. Like, where have this guy been? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
where you been at?
What's going to be the defensive rotation? Going into New England. Even Vernon Butler played solid.
I sure hope they switch something up. I hope they got some secret sauce, something conjured up in the pot somewhere, stored away nice, because the whole recipe just not it. It's just not doing it. They running for a deuce every time we step out.
They got to be disciplined in their gaps. Tremaine Edmonds got to be disciplined. I'll say this. If New England goes 21 personnel and the Bills are forced to basically play 3 linebackers, I'm going to have A.J. Klein playing middle, and I'm going to have Milano and Edmonds on the outsides. I'm not going to have
Thank you.
Edmonds in the middle.
Not the mic.
I'm going to have him playing a true Sam.
Thank you.
And Milano will be that will. Klein will be in the middle. All right. Yeah. That's the issue. Now,
I agree with
that. We know
Tremaine
Edmonds can get sideline to sideline, but he has difficulty, with his gap integrity sometimes. Sure. He overshoots his gap, maybe because he's a big guy. You know what I mean? It don't take him long to cover ground when you're 6'6" and 250 pounds. So sometimes you might overrun things. You know what I mean? Being on the outside, he only have to really control an area. You know what I mean?
Shorten his space.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Outside guy.
I'm going to keep it a break. If Tremaine Edmonds was on the outside, he should be a top 5 line linebacker. He should be a top 5 outside linebacker. Why? Because he's big, for one. 2, he can get up in space. Right. He should be able to pass. He should be able to pass, deflect. Exactly. He should be able to scream off the edge.
Let's not let that. How fast do we forget that in the beginning of the season, Tremaine Edmonds was projected to be the defensive player of the year, the defensive MVP or something like that.
That's a true fact.
That's a long. Yeah, that's a.
Yeah, it was a fact.
Yeah, that's a long AR-15.
I didn't really get into that.
Yeah, that's a long.
It was put on paper, and now he proved to us that maybe he's not that.
No, I think it's just schematic. I think he's out of position schematically. But the Bills play a 2 linebacker set, whereas both of those guys is inside. So you're not really playing a true traditional 3 linebackers where I would have him on the outside. Imagine him behind Greg Rousseau. Imagine the length that's coming in behind that. Imagine
on that side,
off a Red Dog stunt blitz.
Isn't most of that because of whatchamacallit though coming off the edge?
Who?
Why they playing the traditional 2 line?
Because everybody base set is 11 personnel in the NFL.
Right.
I mean, a lot of teams are playing with a slot. So that's a mismatch if you have a slot out with a linebacker.
With a linebacker, you know absolutely.
So you got to bring in another nickel. That's why the nickel was invented. You know what I mean? So that goes with that. So you got to have those 2 guys on the inside. So, yeah, the game's evolved. The games have changed. And speaking of changing, hopefully Coach Dable could have some consistency with this run game. It seems like my guy Steph Diggs is like a decoy out there, you know what I mean, this year. But the targets is still like top 5 in targets, even though he just went over 1,000 yards just 3 games ago. But it's just how in the fashion that they're using him this year. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, no disrespect, but Gabe Davis, Beasley, they have better play design than Stephon Diggs do. Like, you know, I don't be understanding. Like, what is these plays?
Like Dable doesn't bring that element of I feel like ingenuity is the bad word.
Right.
Like it's like no,
it's not like, creativity. It's no creativity. It's none.
These other guys, these other coaches that their existence is based off scheming, based off like studying and understanding.
How the hell we ain't figured out cover 2 shell yet? You know what I mean? I'm so tired of that. And that's why I said, I'm gonna come out with another show because we gotta break this down. I was watching tape yesterday. I was disgusted. You know what I mean? So we're gonna talk about that at a later time. But we do have Coach Dable on deck, you know what I mean, talking about how much did the line change up and affect the game plan. And here he is.
Coach Dable, Mookie York and Buffalo Sports Cincinnati. How you doing today? How are you? I'm good, Coach. Yesterday you got the news about John Feliciano's not being available right before the game time. How much did that line switch affect certain plays you had planned, going into yesterday's match?
Well, that's why you have depth on your roster. Credit Brandon and Joe for that. The guys that are here, we have confidence in. Obviously, they're not all the same, but we have confidence. They wouldn't be there if we didn't. Whether they're on the practice squad or not, that's what you're always, trying to help improve those players, whether they're the last man on the roster on the practice squad or, your top guy and, call it Josh. You're trying to improve every single one of them and make sure they understand what we're trying to do and give credit to all the assistant coaches. They work extremely hard with those guys, guys like Shay, Wendy, Mark Rubik, and those guys that are working with practice squad guys. So, you're a pro. You better be ready to go when your numbers call because, we've all learned, I'd say, over the last 2 years that you better be able to adapt and adjust and be able to do it, rather quickly. So really, that's our approach. We've had plenty of.
We did say that.
Yeah. Things these last couple of years that come up, and I think you have to keep a cool head and cool demeanor about yourself. Put together a good plan as quick as you can. Go out there with confidence in the players that you have, and try to put them in a good position and make sure they're ready to go throughout the week.
Right. From switching around over from right tackle to left tackle, that's not done every day. Just kind of talk about how he was able to handle the switch.
Yeah, that's we talk a lot about this in training camp. I know I get a lot of questions about you guys like report photos. The guys are lined up and the differences. And he's at right guard and left guard and right tackle, not left tackle, and this guy played center. And that's part of the plan. As you're going through, you only get so many, at a game, and the more you can have position flexibility, the better it will serve. So these guys have played a lot of positions for us, I'd say, since training camp or even OTAs. And that's why you do that, is to build depth and confidence when you have to make a switch like that. That's why we do it.
One more, Coach. Bill Belichick, forever. It goes all the way back from Super Bowl 25 when he played against Jim Kelly and the K-Gun. His recipe, keep a high-power offense off the field with a sound running game and defense. And that's kind of been like his recipe throughout. Probably one of the reasons why he ran 45 times the last meeting. But, how will you be able to dictate tempo while balancing this offense the second time around, Coach?
I think it just comes down to doing our job. Make it more than that. Everybody's got responsibilities. From the coaching staff to the players, and we work together with that. It's a team thing. We have to go out there and, as Sean puts it, be a 111th. Be a good communicator. Know the game plan. Go out there with positive energy and passion. And ultimately, it comes down to executing when your number's called.
Absolutely, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thanks, man.
Okay. That was Coach Dable, and very, very long answer. I don't think you answered the question thoroughly, but
No, he didn't.
He boxed around it though.
Yeah, he definitely boxed around it. Right?
He was ballpark.
Man, he was Muhammad Ali with the weave, man, bobbing and weaving. Cut it out. And then no, he didn't. I don't want to fire start. Never mind. I'm gonna leave it. We ain't got enough time. We got enough time for that.
We got enough time, but we do got Coach Frazier. And I haven't talked about Coach Frazier and his Carolina boys because the Carolina boys did show up finally. Against Carolina. Everybody talking like, damn, we got everybody from Carolina. What's going on with this? But they was able to produce versus Carolina. So I guess we can't stand on that. Yeah, the Buffalo Panthers, right. So, here's Coach Frazier in reference to how his team played yesterday.
Frazier, Mookie Hawkins, WUFO Sports Cincinnati. How you doing?
I'm good, my guy. How you doing, man?
I'm good, Coach. I'm good. And it seems like your Carolina boys stepped up to the plate yesterday with FA playing with 2 sacks and Stein plugging up the middle. AJ Klein with the big interception to close it out. And even Vernon Butler was getting vertical, up the field there. Tell me, what have you learned about this defense the past couple of weeks, Coach?
Over time, you get a chance to see the resiliency of the group, the way they battle and just fight through different things, whether it be adversity like the first half of the game we had against Tampa Bay, or yesterday, just the unevenness of the game at times because of Carolina's desire to run the football with the quarterback. And the fact that our guys just have that stick-to-it attitude, that's a big deal in our league, man, because they're going to do some ups and downs, some highs and lows, and you need a resilient group. You need a high-character group of guys just to be able to fight through things, and they've shown that over the last few weeks, and they continue to fight, and make plays. We need to make plays.
Absolutely, man. And coming off, the loss on Monday night to New England, how bad did this defense want to get another shot at New England right then and there? And, what are some of the things that you have to do different to have a different outcome come Sunday, Coach?
That game was so bizarre because of the weather. It was just it's a different type of game in a lot of ways, and the weather really dictated how that game went. And this game will be far different. My understanding, the conditions will be a lot better, not nearly as severe as that Monday night game was. So that'll change the strategy on both sides' part, and then we'll have to adjust as the game goes. But we expect it to be a different type of game just because the conditions will be different.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas, Coach, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
There it is. Coach Frazier, just giving us a spill. I don't want no smoke with Coach Frazier. I think Coach Frazier is doing an excellent job this year, with the pieces that he has, especially up front. So we're not going to get into that, but we're moving on to New England, all right? And the Bills got to put up or shut up. You control your own destiny. What other place would you want to have it late in the season controlling your own destiny? So this is the biggest game. This is a must-win for the Bills right here. Or they don't control their own destiny, they're going to need help going along the way. Once again, if Cleveland wins today, the Bills are out of the playoffs. So who would have thought Zay Jones would have if Cleveland had won today, the Bills would be the 8th seed right now. They'd be out of the playoffs until, they settle their business with New England. But who would have thought Zay Jones would, be the one to keep the Bills' playoff hopes intact? Big catches down the stretch led to the game-winning field goal by, Zay Jones. So shout out to Zay Jones for keeping the Bills' playoff hopes intact. All right, update another score. Monday Night Football is definitely going on right now. Minnesota Vikings are up 17-3 versus the Chicago Bears. Yeah. It's 2 Tuesday night games we're going to check out tomorrow. All right, on behalf of DJ Ready Rob, Andre the Torch Robinson, and, my guy Jamal Lewis in the building, Hey, I'm Coach Mookie. I appreciate everybody for tuning and listening in. I want to wish everybody a happy holidays. We'll be back. Matter of fact, you can catch us exclusively tomorrow on Spotify. It's going to be our very first sports talk right there on Spotify. I'll be, on deck sometime tomorrow to give you all the juicy details of when that's going to partake. But we'll definitely be back here Wednesday night. All right. So make sure you be safe, be well, and wash your hands, man. We out. memories. Right? Yeah.